It's a gorgeous afternoon. The sun is trying to come out and the breeze is blowing so perfectly. And every time I walk into my backyard, all I can smell is honeysuckle. Honeysuckle is so fragrant and it's so delicious. Who else has memories of being a child and finding the honeysuckle vines, pulling them off and picking and sucking the nectar right out of them? I still do it to this day, and I have taught my children how to do it. You just pull off the end and slowly pull it out like this, and you'll see the little dollop. Ah, that just tastes like spring to me. So honeysuckle grows on a vine in the springtime. It can be pretty invasive, but I let it grow wherever it wants to in my backyard. Today, I'm going to show you how to forage for honeysuckle, how to pick it, and then we're going to go inside and we're going to turn it into honeysuckle syrup. It's going to be so delicious. I cannot wait. So come on, let's get some. Let your nose lead you to a patch of honeysuckle. So fragrant. To harvest, simply snip the stem at the base of the flower clusters. I harvested about 2 cups. Then you want to separate the leaves and stems from the flowers, put them in a bowl. Soak them in cold water for a few minutes to get rid of dirt and bugs. Now, to make the syrup, we simply need to pour 2 cups of water into a pan, something non-reactive that you can simmer sugar syrup in. Next, we add 2 cups of sugar to the pot. I use an organic cane sugar, but any sugar that you have is probably fine as long as it's not a dark or light brown sugar. Looks like I need to get some more sugar. So, to our sugar and water, we're going to add our honeysuckle flowers that have been soaking to get rid of any impurities or dirt or little friends that might have made the trip inside. And once you get those in, we're going to turn on the burner. We're going to let this come to a simmer. We're going to give it a stir, and we want to make sure that the sugar gets dissolved and that it starts to come and get warm, but you don't want it to boil. Then, once you've done that, we're going to take it off the burner, and then we're going to pour it into a mason jar, and we're going to let it steep, almost like you would tea, except this is going to steep for an hour. Make sure you get all the flowers out, and then stick it somewhere where you're not going to mess with it, off to the side, and come back in an hour. Well guys, here it is, our quart of honeysuckle syrup. It's been steeping for about an hour. Now I'm going to strain it with some cheesecloth into this measuring cup. You can let this cool to room temperature, pop it in your fridge, and it will be good for up to a month. You can spoon this into your tea, iced tea, hot tea. You can make lemonade. So many different ways you can use this honeysuckle syrup, even in cocktails if that's your thing. Or you can turn this into honeysuckle jelly, which is something I certainly plan on doing. But if you want to keep the syrup around but don't think you're going to use it all in 30 days, you can also can it in a water bath canner for 15 minutes. And that's also what I'm going to do. So I'm going to strain my syrup to make sure none of the flower bits get in there. Look at that. It smells good. So, simple syrup is not like a pancake syrup. It's going to be nice and thin. So, like I said, again, you can put this in your refrigerator as is if you think you're going to use it in about 30 days, or you can can it in a water bath canner for about 15 minutes, and then it will be shelf stable for, gosh, up to 18 months, 2 years even if you do it properly. I'm going to do a little bit of both. I'm going to have some syrup in the refrigerator for some iced tea and lemonade, and then I'm going to can some of this too so that I have it to make honeysuckle jelly later. I hope you guys give this a try. You will not be disappointed. So go forage for honeysuckle and make delicious syrup. Happy homesteading!